It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
That means it's Run It Studios presents Inspiring New Growth with Trina and
Michelle.
You got it right. Networking in the 417.
I can't help it. Sometimes I forget who I am.
That's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Sometimes I think it's just that I would just want to be somebody else.
Oh, why would you want to be anybody else?
Oh, because I think there are a lot of personalities that live inside here.
They could
let
just-
them out occasionally.
They could come out every once in a while. We could do a different one for each show.
Exactly.
That'd be interesting.
Ooh.
So if you are able to join us, we'd love it if you would hop on the comments and let us know if you have any questions, if you have an event, something going on with your business, and which chapter, if you're a member of ING, which chapter you're a part of.
Yeah. Which chapter are you a part of, Trina?
The alumni chapter. And you?
I am a part of the Amigos chapter, and I'm the coordinator of the Friday Finish Line chapter.
Nice. How's it going? Do you have a speaker lined up yet?
Yeah. We have actually, I think we have 2 new members joining.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Good.
we had 2 people visit last week, and they loved us.
We have, well, you are lovable, so that I get that.
I know, right?
We have Becky Sellers with Doxy Prep will be presenting this week.
Oh, okay.
She's got a mobile notary.
I know, that's really cool. I know Becky. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I like her.
I sat down with her and she was telling me all of the stuff that you need to know and that, don't let them get away with just signing this. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yes, I know. Being a notary is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
I mean, like, it's a lot of stuff you have to.
Yeah, and they should be paying attention to. So if you've got someone that's quickly pencil whipping it, you might want to think again because that could go south real quick if they don't know. And she knows what she's talking about.
So our speaker for the Friday Finish Line this week is Ernesto Pagan with Pagan Cleaning Services.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Oh my gosh, he does residential cleaning. He does offices, gyms. He cleans a few of the gyms around here. And this is a big one that he was saying he was looking for was car detailing. I hear, and I haven't had him do my car yet, but I know several people who have.
Yeah.
That he does immaculate.
That is something too, like you think, oh, I don't need that, and you have it done, and you're like, why am I not doing this?
Why do I not just do this? Exactly. So, like when people, but for cleaners, I always stop and think about the fact that I have to clean my house before the cleaners come.
Oh, yes, I know.
Do you do that too?
Maybe.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't let the cleaners see my house like this. So I have to move stuff around. Which I know is silly, but it is just something that pops into mind for me.
Yeah. But that car thing, it's like you have a brand new car. It's like, it's a cool thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
we should probably all do it more often.
yes, for sure. We're going to talk about a couple of things that hopefully will make networking go better for you and easier and make the most of what you're doing with your group. And if you're a part of any other groups, maybe it'll get even better for that. So we're going to talk about overcoming networking anxiety and then making the most of networking events. Those are 2 things that I hear a lot about, like, why should I go to this event? Or I don't want to go to an event because people get anxious.
They do. People do get anxious, and especially if they don't have anybody to go with them. You know, like just showing up at a networking opportunity by yourself is really challenging. You know what we forgot to mention, though?
What's that?
Where we are.
Oh, Vino, go ahead.
We are at Vino Cellars on Republic Road, and we just want to thank them as our sponsor for letting us come in every Tuesday and make it like our own little studio. Yeah. And they do, too. They just come in, and Evan takes really good care of us, and Trina and I learned something.
Fancy water.
We get our fancy water. Just so that you guys know, if you want better tasting water, you need to get a fancy carafe like this. Put your water in it. Put it in the refrigerator. Your tap water. It works. And then...
Because I think it tastes great.
Yeah, Trina was kind of disappointed when she found out it's not special water. It's
just plain
water in the tap.
That's fine with me. So, as long as it tastes good, I'll drink it.
Exactly. So this is it, though. It goes to show you when you do little special things.
Yes.
It makes people feel better.
And then the past 2 times we've been in here too, someone's ordered pizza and it just smells so good.
Yeah.
So,
my daughter Anna's here and she had the barbecue chicken pizza.
Smells good.
But she's going to sneak over here
later.
She's
going to sneak over and talk event stuff real quick.
She's going to talk event stuff with us. Which, though, we do have to tell you that Vino has an event coming up on April 19th, and it is a flight into summer wine country. Yes, it is.
That's our anniversary for when we first started.
Oh.
You're good. You're not the only one to think that was an event. This is an ongoing thing.
Oh, it's an ongoing thing. Okay. So that was like your inaugural. Oh, I see. It's 2007.
Yeah, well, that's when we first started.
So this is an anytime thing, not just a specific date thing. So what happens is they tell me you come in and you get a wine flight. So you get to choose 4 different wines that you want to try.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can get 10% off of any bottle of your favorite one of those 4.
Nice.
So you can come in anytime and tell them that you want to take the wine flight. I'd love to take a wine flight anytime.
There you
anytime
go.
There would be wine and a flight together.
Oh,
And
sounds
with this
terrible.
one, you can pretend that you go anywhere you want to while you're here.
Cool.
It sounded terrible. Is that what you said?
I always think dehydration. I'm such a square, I guess. I'm just like, don't get dehydrated on the
I'm
plane.
thinking of traveling to Europe, and she's afraid of getting dehydrated on the plane. But we'll have our carafe of water, Trina, so it's okay.
It'll be fine.
We will be all right.
Oh, Lord.
But
help me.
yes. Oh, okay. That is their anniversary. When they opened was 2007. Wow.
Man.
I didn't. That.
So-
Huh. I'm old. Wow, you are old. Wow. I'm old too because I've been coming here
seems
for
like
a
a
long
good
time.
time.
So no, we actually, they're so nice here, and their staff is fantastic. And if you're looking for a little place to just come and have lunch or have a meeting or get a little work done, I come in early and just sit over here at the table. Evan brings me my fancy water.
Yep.
And I just sit and sometimes wine, and I just sit and get my work done. So it's really good. So yeah, you should drop in, and especially on Tuesday afternoons when Trina and I are here.
Yeah, we would love it if you'd come in and chat with us.
Use the studio audience. I'm gonna get one of those applause signs
There you go. Yes.
that our studio
Sound
audience
effects.
knows when to laugh.
Bring it aboard. That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so back to what we were talking about.
Back to anxiety.
Anxiety.
You get nervous about walking in. I've had some people be courageous enough to go, so what do you do when you walk in and people are kind of blocked off? And I remember just saying, no, it's cool. I mean, most of the time in networking, they expect you to come over and burst in. That's not, it's the time that you can do it. Those
Yes.
are the...
That is the okay time to walk into a group. And I tell you, I think the first part of it is just changing your thought process about it, like you were just saying. I think that you're going to network. So obviously the people there are there to meet other people as well.
Yeah.
So I tell people when you walk in, just kind of get a feel for the room, look around at the people who are there. Somebody's going to catch your eye. Somebody's going to draw you to them without even realizing that's what they're doing. And, the best way to do that is to just walk up and say, so what do you guys do?
Yeah.
Just start it. And people like it when you make it just a little bit about them at first.
Yeah.
And then they're going to return that. Well, now what do you do? And that's going to open the door. You can also, ask them, is this a networking group that they come to often and why? And, let people know that you're new when you do that.
Yeah.
So allow people to accept you in.
Yeah.
So I think the other thing too is that you have to shift up gears and tell yourself, it's not that you have to go. You should be excited to go meet other business people. And if you're thinking that, that's the energy you're going to be giving off.
Yeah.
And so then people are going to be more open to you.
Yeah. And whether or not they act like it, they're probably a little bit nervous too. So if you kind of realize that, like, oh, they may be a little apprehensive as well. And, if that kind of takes some pressure off of you, then, maybe that'll be a little easier.
I also think in the world of networking, we have to talk about the other side of that. If you are the person who's in the room and there are new people coming in,
Yes.
you need to be open to that.
Very
Remember,
much
you were
so.
new once too.
Yes.
And so don't get so comfortable in your networking environment that you forget to reach out to the new people who come in.
Yeah,
Connect with the new people. You remember what it's like to be the one standing in the doorway not knowing where to go or what to do. I know that we have guest relations people in each of our chapters. However, they can't automatically sometimes get to every new person who's walked into the room. So really, everybody should be thinking that way. So if you are the host of a networking event or you attend a networking event regularly, keep that in mind. You should be looking for the new people. Excuse me. I've been fighting a little
Tickle.
tickle.
Allergies are.
It is.
Woo.
It is allergies. So you should be reaching out to the new people. Obviously, you want to see your friends and people that you know, but the whole point that you're there is to build your network.
Yeah.
So.
And, like you were saying, a lot of times it's easy to get into a conversation and you don't want to just dump that person and run off to the new person at the door. But if you can kind of work together as a group and be welcoming, inviting, and it'll all go a lot smoother.
So, yeah, it's always good to be watching for those new people, maybe somebody that you don't recognize, somebody that, you're like, I don't know if that person's been here before. Maybe they weren't here when I was here.
Yeah.
Invite people in to your conversation.
And now when you kind of have that ease just a little bit, that's going to make it a little bit better for you to make the most of networking events when you go. But what are some other tips? How you can prepare, how you can follow up without seeming like you're hounding and build those relationships?
So how you prepare is always make sure you have your cards with you. I always say to make sure you have a pen with you because when you're actually there, jotting down a little reminder on their business card when you meet somebody, like, oh, that was the blonde in the fun sweater, or, so that you have
that's a
little
good idea.
cues to remember.
That's a good
people
idea.
by. That's a great one. Prepping before you go, so that when people say, what do? You're not stumbling around with it. You're not trying to pull that out. Practice it as you would want to say it to somebody.
Yeah.
And that way you're going to connect better and you're not going to be so worried that you're missing opportunities. If you're so worried and focused in on yourself and your worry, you're going to miss out on opportunities.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
And then once you're there, try to mingle, try to meet different people, and depending on how it's set up, because sometimes it's an open networking situation, sometimes it's a networking meeting, an actual meeting. So I know we have a few here in town that meet weekly that's open to everyone. And if that's the case, then most definitely you can go mingle, meet different people, try to make your way around the room, but never go just once.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really important too. You need to go a few times so that you start meeting the same people over and over again, because you can't really make connections in just one visit.
That's true. Very true.
So, and I also say on those follow-ups, be ready to follow up. The people whose card you get, I think that we're so worried about bothering people. When the truth is, people want to know they made an impression.
Yeah.
So just a quick email or a message that says, hey, it was lovely to meet you. I really enjoyed talking to you about coffee sometime.
Yeah.
So I think we blipped out there for a second.
Connection.
So what I said was, just a quick little message that says, hey, it was great to meet you. I really enjoyed talking about whatever you guys talked about, or learning more about your business, or just whatever you talked about. And then maybe we could grab coffee and I could learn more about what you do or about you. That is not bothering people.
No. In fact, I just had a situation where I had a girl and I had started this conversation about working together, and then she kind of disappeared, and I thought, well, maybe she had to get back to work, and I was like, well, do I bother her again? And then a couple of people in my group said, yes, reach back out. I think one said something like a minimum of 7 times, and another one, and then we all joked, wait till you get blocked. Don't go that far. But just the point of it's okay. Don't be shy about getting a definitely yes or no.
Right. And don't assume that somebody isn't reaching out to you because they didn't like you or they don't want to do business with you. We don't know what happens in people's lives.
For sure.
And it reminds me one time back when I was in sales, and I had a client who was, I did in-home parties, and she had said, oh, I want to book this party, and I kept following up with her, and finally I was like, oh gosh, she doesn't want to do it. And it wasn't that at all. She actually had been in a car accident and had been in the hospital. And when she got out, she did follow up with me.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm so glad that you were messaging me so that I could go back when I got out and see, hey, you really were wanting to have me as a customer. So I don't know why we want to assume that people don't want to.
I'll tell you why. Because I think it comes from that day not long ago when you would walk into a place that did sales and they would pounce you or spray you or any of those things that invaded your personal personal space. So people just got take the long way around, avoid it. And thankfully, I think and hope that that's changed a lot. But I think that's what people, unfortunately, will connect like sales or connection with in a way that it's like, gosh, I don't want to be that. And it's like, well, that's not what you're doing.
It isn't what you're doing, because if you really are being genuine and you want to connect with those people, then say that. And say that you want to connect with those people. People want to know that they matter. And so by following up, if you do it in the correct way, then people understand that they matter to you. What they had to say mattered to you.
And I think building those relationships, which to take it a step further, it's stuff that we've said so many times. It's don't feel like you need to go in there so structured and formal. Really let it be an organic learning about one another. Building a real friendship. And it'll be so much easier to help each other that way.
I always tell people a great question when you are meeting with someone that you've met out networking and you're meeting face to face again for the first time. You're having coffee. In ING, we call those B2Bs, so business to business meetings. So when you do that, one of the first questions you can always ask is, so how did you get started in this business? Because most people that you run into didn't grow up going, oh, I want to be a whatever it is.
There's usually such a layered story. Everybody's got a story, and usually it's great to learn and talk about and share together. So anybody watching maybe have a story that they can kind of comment on real quick?
Yeah. I mean, that would be fantastic to share those things. Like, how did you end up in the business that you're in?
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did you end up there? I mean, I remember when I was a kid and playing Barbies, and being a business coach was not something that was on my agenda.
You didn't have business coach Barbie?
Excuse me, goodness, that's horrible.
Business coach Barbie sounds great.
I am so sorry. I don't know, maybe I haven't talked very much recently.
You're out of practice.
I'm out of practice? I don't even know that could happen. But I'm like, my kiddo's over there going,
no, that's not it. It's probably the other. You used it too much.
I used it too much. Yes, it is. That is all allergies. And instead of being in my head, mine always goes to like my bronchial area. And I did take the medicine, but maybe I took it too close to being on here. And so now it's like, now I have the cough.
Breaking it up.
Hey, my grandson's choking over there.
Everybody's coughing. Everybody's getting choked up.
That's right.
I'm going to sip my water here because I don't need to get choked up next.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
okay.
So what is a tip you would give us for, number one tip, if you could, for making the most and getting that anxiety out of the way?
I think the number one tip I would give is to pause and step over here.
No, she's coughing again. It's okay. I had that happen to me. I was at like the doctor's office. They were getting ready to take blood from me, and I just had that choke up where only I got hot and sweaty, and I just could not stop coughing. We'll just give you a moment.
Sorry, I still have my mic on, so leaving this, but I was really not sitting in front of the screen being really
attractive. At least you didn't just sweat like I did when it happened to me. It was awful.
So my tip is, my goodness, you too can be a professional. My tip is change your thinking.
Okay.
As you're going in to that room, you're excited to be there.
Yeah.
You're excited to meet people. That is huge. You have no idea how much that changes your energy.
Yeah.
So when you're walking into a room, if you're excited to be there and you're not nervous or you're not showing those nerves, so every time you're thinking nervous, just change the word to excited. That will actually open you up to the experience, and it will draw people to you.
Sounds good.
They're reading your body language as you're coming in. So if you're smiling, if you're open, more people are going to be talking to you.
Yeah.
And then make sure that, you are showing that you're interested in the people who are there. You should be going to make connections, not to get business.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one. You're going in to make the connections, to meet the people, to open the opportunities.
I laugh because you're coughing, he's sneezing. Poor guy.
I'm being upstaged by my cute grandson over here, so.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Fine.
Allergies. Welcome to Missouri.
Welcome to Missouri.
I know, right?
I like that though. Change your thinking. Change your thinking can go a long way.
It really
That's
is.
true.
I really think that's the biggest thing. Is that's what I start with my clients. Even is you have to change the way that you're thinking about this.
Do you have any workshops coming up or anything? Or are you still...
I actually do. I have a workshop coming up for insurance professionals.
Okay.
So in a sea of insurance professionals where you could hop online and get insurance. I want to work with them on how they stand out in the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why
That's
them?
great. Yeah.
Because really, I think we don't do business with the company. We do business with the agents.
Yeah.
And so I had somebody actually ask me if I would create something for insurance professionals.
Oh, nice.
So I'm doing that. It's a 2-part Zoom, and it is on they're Mondays, the 14th and the 21st, I think, of April.
Okay,
I
cool.
believe those are the dates on it. But if anybody's interested, just hit me up. Or if you know somebody who's new in the industry,
Yeah.
being able to tell your story and stand out in 30 seconds is huge.
Yeah.
You don't want to start it out with saying, "Oh, I'm a shelter agent," or "I'm a this agent," or "I'm a whatever."
Right.
You want to show people who you are, and so this one is actually designed for insurance professionals.
Cool. So you can bring more information on that as it gets closer. I know Rhonda Friend will be coming here in a few weeks to share about an event she has coming up.
Yes.
And so if you have an event that you'd like to talk about, please let us know and we'll have you on to share more about it.
Absolutely, yes. Anybody in inspiring new growth, we want to help you promote your business and get you out there and get you seen. So if you have anything that you want to share, anything that you have going on in your business, any specials, any deals, any events, anything that you're doing, we want to share that. We want to get that out there with you, and we want you to be the one to tell it. Everybody keeps sending us this stuff to say, and I'm like, you should come say it.
You come say it. We'd
You
love
come
to hear
say
from
it.
you. Besides, we get boring. We want to have a fresh face in here,
Yeah.
which we're about to do hopefully in just a minute.
In just a minute, I'm going to step out, and she's going to step in. How's that?
That sounds good.
You can interview her. Don't forget that Cody Jones has his fundraiser. They're doing their fundraiser on April 5th at the American Legion on South Scenic, just south of Nathaniel Green Park.
Okay.
And that is from 10 to 3, I think, is the
think
time
so.
on it. And they have, they're doing a gun giveaway.
Right.
I think
A
they have that.
raffle. Oh, rifle raffle.
Rifle raffle? Yeah, I don't know.
Just a gun raffle.
I think
it's
just
he
gun.
has he has handhelds and.
I think he was trying to decide what to
Or
get.
maybe he was taking
Yeah.
votes. Go to his Facebook because he's taking votes on what.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
I didn't
taking
know that.
votes, yeah.
Okay.
And then it's a car show and bike show.
All right.
So you can go out and see some cool cars. Or you could enter. Even, I think it's like $25 to enter it. So if you have a fun car that you want to enter, go hang out, all that stuff. But yeah, to help raise money to support them in this time that they had been struggling with his surgeries.
Yeah.
He's healing. He's doing therapy at home. So
Very good. Very good. And then your event is coming up.
My event is coming up, and I've been talking about it, but I love to get different perspectives on
All right.
that. And, my kids are a big part of planning it.
Yes.
And so Anna is my youngest daughter, and so she was only 10 when her brother and sister were diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. So she's going to come on and talk about the event and the why and all of that.
It's a day.
She's a new mom, and she's over here like inspecting the baby. The baby's burping on her, throwing up on her, giggling about it. Yeah. And so, do you still want to come talk about it? Is that okay?
Yeah,
okay.
She wants me to come take the baby. So I'm going to step out. She's going to step in.
Give her the micro quick, and
she's the youngest, and she's actually the MC of the concert
Nice.
and one of the directors of it. So
Okay.
we're going to let her talk.
He's gonna become his grandma's problem.
There you go.
Here you go. Enjoy him. He's a
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm
You're going.
I'm here. I'm making it.
Keep it on.
I'm alive.
Now, I know this event is very special to you because it honors your dad. And so just tell me a little bit about what that's like for you.
Well, I think that it's obviously the Wish Kids are the prime focus of like the whole concert itself and the money that we're fundraising. But I think it's really important for people to know about like the families of Wish Kids.
Yeah.
Like if a kid gets diagnosed with cancer, it's not just the kid that is being affected.
Right.
Obviously, they have their own hardships that they're going through, but their siblings are watching their brother, sister, whoever struggle. And if it's their younger sibling, then that is probably like gut-wrenching for them because they're supposed to take care of them. They're supposed to keep them safe. They're supposed to protect them, and now they have this horrible situation that they have no control over. And as the younger sibling, it's hard because you see these siblings that you have, your older brother, your older sister, both in my case, that have always taken care of you.
Yeah.
And they've always been the rock for you. And, whenever my mom lost her stepmom and her and my dad were grieving in their own ways, they were there to take care of me. And they were there to help me. But then for the roles to reverse and have to take care of them and help them through what they're going through. And now that I have my own kid, like I can't even imagine watching your kid go through that. And so it's not just Make-A-Wish doesn't just grant a wish for that one kid. They're granting a wish for the whole family.
Yeah.
Right? So if a kid decides that they want to go to Disney, that's the most popular wish for little kids, is if they want to go to Disney. Well, it's not just the little kid going to Disney.
Yeah.
It is the whole family that gets to go, and they all get to experience that together. And say that the kid is in critical conditions. Say that they have leukemia and we don't know how long they have left, how much time they have to spend with their family. That could possibly be the last memory of a family thing that they all have. It's so important. It's important for them to be able to reflect on that, to have that, to remember that. And it's important for these kids to be able to experience as close to a normal life as we can have. Because I think that sadly, when we find out that somebody has a disability of some sort, we either look at them in one of two ways. Wow, like, your life must be so hard, and you're so strong for that, or you're incapable of being a normal person. Yeah. And I know you know that firsthand. I know that my siblings have struggled with that, and a lot of people have invisible disabilities. Yeah. And so Make-A-Wish isn't just throwing Disney tickets out to every kid that needs it. It's helping those families work through that and survive. Yeah. Especially survive with their kid, survive without their kid. Yeah. Whatever that story may be. And so the concert isn't just about Disney tickets or listening to music. It's deeper than that. And it's about the fact that, like, my dad was a Wish dad. Yeah. And he would do anything to make sure that my brother and my sister were happy, that they had everything that they could have dreamed of, that I had everything that I could have dreamed of. And so, but it's going to be fun, and it's going to have a lot of good, like, little, like, activities and stuff. Yeah. Like, it's not just sit down and watch the concert, and it's not a silent auction or anything like that. It's Sometimes I think those can be a little boring. But it's going to be lots of live local music and local food trucks. And I personally taste tested all of the food and all of the beverages. So don't worry, I know it's good.
Everyone's in good hands.
So it's gonna be a good event. It's gonna be fun, and it's kid friendly. It's family friendly. There's lots of vendors, and I think my favorite part is that every person that interacts with the event, every person that is part of the event is actively supporting, even if you can't donate.
Yeah.
Or even if you can only afford the general admission tickets.
Right.
That's gonna help somebody.
That's gonna help.
That's gonna help somebody's family, and not just that, but the kids that are sitting at home waiting for their wishes. That like we had some Wish Kids watch it live last year. Like on Facebook and stuff like that. And them sitting at home knowing that maybe, just maybe, this means that I get my turn.
They're
or
waiting
look at
for
all of these people that care about me and care about my family. And so
that's great.
Yeah.
What was your best memory from the wishes that your siblings got?
Oh God. Let's see. So my brother went to Costa Rica. We got to go to Costa Rica. And so what a lot of people don't realize is that with a wish comes a wish party, right? So whenever they tell you that your wish is granted, you get a party to celebrate that.
Neat.
So my brother did a pool party. And we did like a outdoor movie night. And so that was really fun. It was just him getting to spend all that time with his friends before he left. But I mean, going to Costa Rica at 14 years old was pretty.
That is pretty amazing.
Pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Zip lining through the rainforest was probably my favorite memory, only because Kyle and Sarah were like, Sarah wasn't really scared, but Sarah sometimes is a little.
Yeah.
she's the kid that's like, I don't want to leave the house, and then you leave the house, and she's like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
But Kyle was so scared. It was so funny because it was his wish trip, but he's scared of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And so we went snorkeling, and he was so scared to snorkel, but then he was the first person to get off the boat.
Yeah.
And we went ziplining, and he was so scared to zipline, but he was the first person to go down.
Yeah.
And we got to go to an in-ground rainforest water slide.
Oh, neat.
Which was literally crazy. They put you in these inner tubes, and you have to wear like these leather diaper things so you don't skin your hide off. And you go down, and they're like, do you want slow, medium, or fast? And I watched the older guy in front of me. He's probably like 18, and he goes, oh, I want fast. And I watched him go, and I said, I want slower than slow. I want
way slow.
So that was incredible. And watching my brother be able to come out of his shell and not letting like their illnesses define them.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes whenever kids get diagnosed with something, it feels like their life is over.
It's confusing.
This is my entire. This is who I am now.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna look at me and go, "Oh, that's Kyle." They're gonna look at me and go, "Oh, that's Kyle." And
You've got something.
You've
got something.
Like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you functioning? Are you alive? And for Sarah's going to Greece, that was just like otherworldly, to be honest. Like whenever we landed in Rome for our layover, I literally looked at my sister and I was like, "Are we like actually in Europe right now?
Yeah.
Like for real?
Yeah.
Like we're actually here?" And of course, then my brother nonstop would not shut up. When in Rome. When in Rome. Like my dad was like, "Should we get something to drink?" And he's like, "I mean,
oh my goodness.
When in Rome." Yeah, but just watching them be able to do what so many people would say that they shouldn't be able to do. And the airlines being so supportive of their treatments and their vests and their units, and like getting to the St. Louis airport, and we were so scared that it was going to be a hassle and traveling with medical supplies and all that stuff, but they got priority boarding, and not just for them, but for all of us. We all got priority boarding, and they helped them find places for their medical equipment to go, because I mean, nothing worse than a $10,000 like breathing machine is getting it shoved under the plane.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And so people, like the fact that they had their little buttons that said like, "I'm a Wish Kid," and my dad was trying to get one of their treatment things up in the cabin, and this other dad came from like two slots above us, and was like, "Here, give it to me. I'll go gate check my daughter's suitcase, and we'll just put it up here. Like, don't even worry about it."
Nice.
Like, just watching everybody come together, not just Wish Society, but
great.
every person.
What
Now,
did you get from the Greek?
So, ironically, actually, it's not like, okay, so we went to Greece.
Right.
And while we were in Greece, the resort that we were staying at was pods, like little, like your rooms were all in a circle. And in each cluster, there was a pool and access to the beach. And across our balcony was a British family. Mm-hmm. And it was a mom and her 2 sons. And the boy was the same age that I am. And so we would go down to the pool to swim and stuff. And then his little brother hit me in the head with their, like, pool ball. Not like table pool, but like swimming pool ball. And we became friends. And we started to play table pool together at the clubhouse. And we got dinner together. And we went to the beach together. And we, like, friended each other on Instagram. And we would text, like, are you guys going on an excursion today? Or are you in town? And we would go down to the pool. And so that was whenever I was 15. And Charlie and I are still friends to this day. When we went to visit them in England, and definitely a lifetime friend. Like, we don't get to talk often because we're obviously adults now, and he works in construction and film, and I have my kid, and it's crazy. But, like, we'll just randomly message each other. So on Messenger, you can change, like, from the thumbs up, you can change it to a different emoji. Yeah. And ours is a basketball in reference to the ball.
Oh, right.
And so we'll just randomly send each other a ball just to be like, hey, we're still here.
Neat. Yeah. Lifelong memory.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So. Well, that's plenty of reason for someone to come along and help you guys. Where can they go to learn more?
So you can go to Joe Rickman Memorial Concert.com. And Rickman is Rickman, not En. Gosh, guys, come on.
No, so you can go to the Joe Rickman Memorial Concert website, or if you can't remember all of that, just type in Joe Rickman to Google. And
awesome.
It'll show up, or you can find the event on Facebook.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing about that. So, awesome. There you have it. Yeah, we'll trade you out. We'll close out, and we'll get ready. We'll see what we're going to do for next week. Thank you. That's really cool. All the more reason you should get involved.
Oh, no, I dropped it down in your shirt.
Oh, no. Well, your son has hold of my earrings, so I can't give him back. My bad, guys.
She's trapped. She's trapped. That's okay. That happened. You'll have to go.
Oh, there it is.
The magnets get lost sometimes.
I told you. I found it.
Good deal.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
That is very cool.
It's like the older version of the person who was just here.
So we'll be back next week.
We will. And we have a few people that are going to be coming on as guests. So I think we'll have another guest next week.
We hope so.
Yeah.
And if you're interested, hit us up. We'd love to have you here. I saw Billy said it was awesome that you guys got to do the excursions and all that. So that is really neat. I love that. Like what Anna was saying, that it is true that it's the whole family. A disease or any kind of big life, you know, it's not just that one person. It's everybody that's involved. And the siblings feel it. They feel it for what they're going through, for what their siblings going through, for what the parents are going through. So it's wonderful that the whole family can be involved in something like this. So
it really is, and because the whole family needs a focus, they need that hope. And the Wish Granters and Make-A-Wish itself are so amazing. And Make-A-Wish is in other countries too. So Make-A-Wish Missouri, Kansas was working with Make-A-Wish Athens in Greece, and to make all those things happen. And you know, since we talk about networking all the time, it was so incredible. Anna became friends with the young man Charlie. I'm friends with his mother. Also, though, they didn't know anything about Make-A-Wish or CF, and so now, you know, they help us talk about it. Yeah. And so, it's amazing the people that you meet and connect with from just something so incredible.
Sounds good. All right. Well, we'll keep you posted on anything changing, upcoming events, sponsorship availability, all that kind of stuff. You can always see the website, social media, and we'll see you back here next week. Please share the video and be sure that you share any events or anything like that. We want to help you make the most out of your networking. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.